apologies for that, my guys. I don't know why he cried over the Xhaka stuff. I don't know who hates Torreira. I haven't seen any hate about Torreira, so I can't really answer that, my guy. You know, South Americans are very emotional and very expressive with their emotions, so that might be it, really. But I don't know, and I wouldn't have it against him. I mean, you know, I know people growing up from my ends, people that, you know, I've seen real guys cry tears, but they'll bust off your head. So crying tears doesn't mean you're soft, people, really and truly. I think too much man want to act hard and stuff. And half the people that are calling Torreira soft are soft themselves, man. Across the road, when, you know, they probably not even cross the road when people in hoods are coming. They don't speak. Someone probably cuts in front of them in the barbers. They don't open their mouth. They come to the barbers all at 12, 1 p.m. They're not cutting out until 6, 7, because they can't speak up for themselves. So it don't make you soft. Smile, please. It says, does a manager like Jesse Marsch fit what you would be looking for in a manager? And you said you finally got round to adding a background. Maybe on April 1st next year you can put like a Man United background just to mess with the people. My guy, I don't know where you're going with that. You're bucking out. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know who Jesse Marsch is, my guy, to be fair with you. Who is he? I don't know much about him. Oh, see, this is how you know you should pay attention, people, really and truly, because I watch Salzburg, but I'm not knowing it's the manager and things, really and truly. So yeah, he's the manager of Thingy. He's the manager of Szoboszlai, who I want, and obviously, do you know what? You know, he's flying the flag there for America. He's 46. You know, when I watch Salzburg, they play decent, attractive football. Yeah. Apologies for not remembering him, but yeah, I'm not too sure for Arsenal, but I'd say he fits the profile. He's young, fairly innovative, works in a model where you're buying players and selling them on, or having to develop them and take them on a level. So yeah, man. From what I've seen of Salzburg, they play decent football. You look at how they played against Liverpool. You look at how they played typically when you've had access to watching them. Yeah, man. Yeah, they're calm. Davo has said, thoughts on ex-Man City youngster, if you're aware of him, Jason Donea, doing very well at Lyon. Would you take him at Arsenal? Nah, I don't think he's my cup of tea personally. So no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take him at all, my guy. Samuel Gray has said, do you think installing an elite midfielder will help with our game management where we've lacked over years? Well, maybe an experience. I think the word experience that knows when to try and see out leads, but that our game management will only improve when we improve as a whole team. Our outlook in that regards, my guy. And you said, do you think there's more to Torreira's game that he could develop? Do you see him being more technical, improving his progressive passing? I definitely think he can offer more in a progressive way. And you hear a lot of reason as to why we want a midfielder is because Arteta allegedly has concerns about his ability to build. So that could be something to work on, really. You look at Kante. Kante's not the best ball player, but do you remember people looked at Conte like he was crazy when he said, you know what, I want Kante to do more than just breaking up play and stuff. So yeah, in terms of evolving, that might be an avenue to pursue. Johan Wilkinson has said, hey DG, hope you and your loved ones are keeping safe. I hope the same for you. Do you think we might see high profile footballers that were already disillusioned with the industry decide to pack it in with the way authorities have handled the pandemic? You could see people fall out of love and walk out of the game through fear, but I think many people will just wake up and say, you know, I don't really care about these clubs anymore because football is telling me it doesn't care about me. I'm here for my peace. And to be fair, when there's so much uncertainty, would you want to walk away from anything close to guaranteed wages you could earn as a footballer? So yeah, Tracy has said, I don't know if anyone has asked this, but would you take Kouassi on a free transfer? I've made videos about him. Of course, Tracy. Of course, he's a man mountain at 17, 18 years of age at centre-half, and he's only going to get better, of course. Liam Talks Football said, hey, Deluded, would you rather a prime Alexis and Ozil or a prime Aubameyang and Lacazette? Aubameyang and Lacazette 30, but I'd say Alexis and Ozil. If I was pushed, Dr. Omar, forgive me. Messi Player has said, what's your thoughts regarding the recent racial abuse Ian Wright has been receiving, and an opinion on how we can try to stop abuse happening in football? You can't stop it unless social media. Like, many people like me, I've got you know who I am. You see my face, and some of you are the same. For smart reasons, I support it. Some people hide their identity because there's bad mind people out there trying to make you lose your job. Equally, this whole anonymous thing gives things to cowards. You're seeing this guy who abused Ian Wright. Ian Wright hotted him up. He handed himself to the police. He's now said sorry. His followers has actually gone up, and he said sorry. And people are saying, one thing I don't like, I'm going to be honest, is when let me cut the crap. Is when non-black people pass forgiveness on behalf of black people. Like if someone's called me the N-word, and I've seen white people or people of another ethnic thing say, I forgive you. Brother, you can forgive him, but you can't make me forgive him. Do you get it? I have no sympathy for racists. He's talking about losing his job and things. He should lose his... What shouldn't have is that, you know, his life is over because of this. Because you know what? No one's killed themselves. I'm not going to lie. I have no sympathy for racists. So forgive me if he did... If he did do anything, then it's nothing to do with me, because the world needs less of these. But he doesn't deserve to have it over his head for his whole life. Not that I'm defending racists, but what he should have is that should... You're hearing talk of a criminal record. Give him that. Set deterrence. It might be seen as harsh, but there's people sitting in jail for harsh things. There's people sitting in jail for things that posh youths get away with, people, or get cautioned on. Give him that criminal record. Not that I condone the funny thing, but criminal record. Hot him up, you know. His family are going to see him and know that he's an idiot. He's not sorry. He's sorry that he got caught, because have you seen the amount of abuse he sent? And if he's confident to send them mad paragraphs, it's not the first time. Half the people don't even realise they're doing it, and I'm pretty sure they're not racist, but either way, it is what it is. You've said your thing. And then some people even looked into my man's personal life. They see he's chilling with black guys. The black guys he's chilling with need to bang him. But there's always certain people that say, oh, it's not racist and things like that. I don't think there's a way to stop it. I think the only thing you can do is hot them up, because at least they can get slapped in the face. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, you see the slogan, kick out racism? I think it should be a literal thing. I don't really have time for people that get onto people because they're white and they've got less pigment in their skin. People that have, you know, got more pigment in their skin and they're black or brown or whatever. You know, we're all the fucking same, man. You stab us all, we're all going to bleed. When we die, we're all just dead bones and rotten flesh. It don't make sense, people. It really annoys me, man. We're always looking to divide, you know. If it's not through colour, it's through class. If it's not through class, it's from, you know, something else. Like, it's jarring, man. It's really jarring. And if you're 2020 and you still have these retarded views about another ethnic section of people, you deserve the book thrown at you. So I don't think nothing can be done. I think the guy's a cunt. Big up Ian Wright. Big up Righty, though, like Mo the comedian says. So yeah, there ain't nothing you could do about it. You just have to hold it up, man, and, you know, smack them up if you know who they are. Listen, if you know who these racist youths are, vigilante things, smack them up, five knuckle sandwich things. Is what it is. Moving forward from that though, let's move forward. Ryan has said your favourite Arsenal match from the last your favourite 3 Arsenal matches from the last 5 years. That's a long time. Football moves long and it's tough being put that on the spot. I'd say when we beat Bayern Munich, definitely when we beat Bayern Munich. When we beat Liverpool at the Emirates, when we beat Man United at the Emirates. Yeah, I'd say that, to be fair with you. Any FA Cup, also the FA Cup finals, of course, and the 2014 FA Cup run in particular, Mesut Ozil and Gnabry, I think they were unplayable. Alexis Sanchez versus West Ham purely because of the hat-trick. I'd say that, to be fair with you. Santi Cazorla and Coquelin at the Etihad purely because when lost did we win there. Pardon me. Any game against Chelsea, of course. There's many. Kaya said, "Hey fam, love your work, keep doing it. Thank you, my guy." You said, "My question is, knowing we are the only team in the Prem to take a pay cut, do you see us buying any players this summer?" I do think we'll buy players. I do think we have financial issues, but I don't think that's true. You have seen wage deferrals of a couple of clubs, so I do think players will still be signed. I'm not too sure if it will be swap deals or whatever, but I do think someone will still be signed. Joker Alonso said, "How long until these same players throw Arteta under the bus? Because we know most of them ain't leaving." You know, I hope they don't, but things can change, and that's one thing. That's one thing with Emre going, with Wenger going, with Gazidis. You can't hide behind the manager, can't hide behind the owner. Well, you can't hide behind a certain thing, people. And you know, to be fair, Emre was never the man for this, but you did hear a lot of these players that have come out and were saying things. You know, he weren't the guy, or you're hearing indirectly they said things. They were saying he's changed things. You know, he's given them everything they need to do. So yeah, things go wrong. Of course, there's a prospect of Arteta being thrown under the bus. That's football. That's the risk Arteta's taking being a manager, and obviously coming to Arsenal at a delicate period. Listen, if we was to start going through failure, I'm not going to lie, before I question Arteta, I'll question the players, especially if he hasn't got his own players, because I think Arteta's shown he can work with some duds. Certain players we thought shouldn't even, listen, guys like Mustafi, no disrespect, I would have really forced him to leave. I would have banished him to under 23s. It sounds stupid now because of how he's playing. So imagine what Arteta could do with some 30 individuals. Do you get it? That's why I don't really like when form, again, I think Luis should play next season, but I don't really like when form is clouding judgment of players, because a year from now, apart from Aubameyang and probably Saka, players that are playing really well, or players that were praising for playing well under Arteta, can you confidently say a year from now you can bet on your heart and you'd put significant savings that you've got, you put them down for a bet that they're going to be playing to this standard? I'm sure most of you, some of you say yes out of pride, but majority of you are sensible and you would recognise that that's not the case. Like, a year, no disrespect, I like Xhaka, I think Xhaka should stay. But a year from now, are you going to get the same Xhaka? A year from now, you're going to get the same Mustafi. A year from now, you're going to get the same soccer artist, David Luiz. Do you get it? Are you going to get this? Are you? I don't know. It's a better man would tell me no. But the better man in me would tell me no. So, yeah. AL has asked, hey Deluded, what's your opinions on Nkunku, the RB Leipzig player? I think we potentially missed a trick. He's found his feet in Germany. He's scoring goals. He's deciding games. Still a lot of developing. But if he keeps developing, you don't know. A France call-up could be there. I'm sure France, he might be a long way from being called up, admittedly, but he's probably on their radar and he keeps playing well. You don't know. He's a very decent player. Philip Kears has said, hi DG, I hope you and your family are keeping well. What's the best Arsenal game that you've been to? Carrying on from I've kind of answered this already, but best game I've been to would have to be the FA Cup finals. It'd have to be the FA Cup finals, or you know, the first game against Leeds I went to at Highbury, to be fair with you, purely because, you know, Thierry Henry, that's where it started. But I'd say the FA Cup finals, because that's when I got to see my team lift silverware. You know, obviously I've seen us win Prem and that, but yeah. And 2014 was a mad one, man. I remember us being 2-0 down. I'm sat in the whole section. Whole was singing same old Arsenal is cheating. I'm with my nephew, big up my nephew. You know, we're there. We're like, I'm looking at my phone these times and I think it's BBM. BBM hasn't dead yet, or I don't know what it is, but I'm talking with my man them. I think, in fact, no, it couldn't have been BBM. It was WhatsApp. And they're like, oh, look at you. You spent all this money on tickets and your team's losing, blah, blah, blah. Like, the banter was strong. My head was hot. I was just looking at Arsenal like, you're going to do this to man, yeah? You're going to do this to man. You've been bantering me for years. We get to a final. You're going to do this to me, yeah? And that's where I see Santi Cazorla stand up. And that was a fantastic game, man. Me and my nephew were looking at each other. There was no words. We're like, this is a madness. Like, it's been a madness. Like, we finally ended the trophy drought. We've been stressed for a while. So I'd probably say that. You know what? The 2014 FA Cup final against Villa, 2015, whenever it was different for me. It felt like pre-season. Because it felt like we knew it was going to win. It felt like Villa fans knew they were there for a night out. And the way the game was, it was so one-sided. Look how many goals we scored, man. Like, it's ridiculous. What happened there? Maybe that's the ghost of some Aston Villa ex-player coming to dead me. But, yeah, man. Madrana said, hope you and your loved ones are keeping safe. With the World Cup 2022 coming up, do you reckon it'll be feasible to delay the start of the new season until December and run it to October for the 2020-21 and 21-22 campaigns, so that players will have a month's break before the start of the year? You know, I'm a football man, my guy. I don't know, man. You'd have to ask someone with logistics. The way you've put it, without new information being presented to me, I'd say yes, because it is feasible to see that, man. You've presented a plausible reason. But if someone brings me other reasons that's contradictory to this, then I might change my mind. But I'm not logistics or events, man. I do this football thing. But the way you put it, I'd have to agree with you. Isaac has said, hey DG, hope you're keeping well. My question is on the amount of blame you placed on the owners for what we can assume will be low spend in the transfer market. We have already heard Raul Sanye come out and say not to expect big transfers. Me personally, I can understand if there would be minimal spending. However, I do believe if they are smart, they will try and make quality signings, as I think it will be a buyer's market with clubs desperate for money. I think that as well. I do think swap deals might be a theme, but we don't know. I do think if we've done our due diligence for months and we've kept our research on players for months, then we should be able to sign ultimately players that can help us. Obviously, I'd love star names. I'd love every player to be 50 million, £100, 100 million, Galactico thing. But, more important than that, it doesn't matter if a man signed for 50p or 5 million or 50 million. The main thing I want is competency. You know, if they're a defender, can they bloody defend? Which, as an Arsenal fan, I can't say it for everybody because we always talk about centre-halves. Competency. Can they do their role? Consistency. You know, there's games coming thick and fast. I want them to play to a high standard consistently. Confidence. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really I don't think we have time for these confidence players, and there is a couple of them in the side. I think we need players that, obviously, if you feel down and things like that, you're allowed to. You're human. What I believe we need is players that suck it up. If you're going to play for Arsenal, play for anyone in the top 6, the pressure comes with it, the doubt comes with it. You've got to suck it up. Every player, every squad is going to need a player that needs an arm around them. I think too many of them are at Arsenal, if I'm completely honest with you. So I think we just need some hard-body players, really and truly. So as long as they're confident, competent and consistent, that's all I want to do. See, my guy. Really, really and truly. Neil Morgan has said Trent or Wan-Bissaka. I'd say Trent, personally. Omar said, do you think people are getting a bit carried away with Arteta? Because from what I've seen, the improvement has been there, but it isn't good enough. Well, it's been minimum because, you know, these are minimal players and he's taken mid-season. It's going to be a while. I think Arteta's going to need help. I don't think people have taken it over the top, because I haven't seen someone calling the next Guardiola. I haven't seen someone say he's going to win Premier League and all these things next year. I just think most people are finally happy to have a manager that you can see there's transparency, there's integrity and transparency sort of thing. So I can't answer that for you. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe, my dude. But I don't believe that's the case. Finally, Musika has said, Mukisa, forgive me, you said, hey DG, I absolutely love your channel, mate. Keep up the great work, brother. Thank you very much. Out of Tyrese, John Jules, Balogun and Eddie, I'd like to know who you think is the best finisher, most natural goal scorer, best athlete, and 3 the best all-round player. And, you know, I'm going to have to sit on the fence. I think they're all good. They've all got a claim to be the best finisher. I think they've all got a claim to be the best all-round player. I think they've all got a claim to be the best athlete. And really, really and truly, to be fair with you, my guy, I'll have to sit on the fence because I love them all. Some opinions are not for the public. But on that note, it's been a fantastic Q&A, as it always is, people. It's been a lengthy one. But as usual, I appreciate them all. Thank you very much for these questions. If I've missed you out, apologies. I just think you've missed the deadline, or I just haven't come across it. On that note, though, love, DG, I'm out.